Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Raven of Ravenjstyle. Today I have a fun video for you. We are talking Sephora beauty favorites. So these are some of my beauty favorites from Sephora. Some are new to me, some I've been using for a few years. So think foundation, concealer, some great lipsticks, one of my favorite fragrances, and a few more items. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more. Okay, so the first item I want to share is that I have been using for about the past 2 months, so through most of the summer, and that is we're starting with foundation, and that is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. Now this has been on my radar for a while. Let me tell you why I wanted to try this. I watched the Insecure documentary that they showed after the season finale, and Issa's makeup artist was using this. I saw this like on her table as she was applying this to Issa, and I love Issa makeup, so I was like, if Issa is using it or Issa's makeup artist is using it, this has to be some good stuff. So I went in and got my color matched inside of Sephora. But again, this is the Dior Backstage. This is a professional, as they have it stated on the box, it is a professional performance foundation. I am wearing it today, so this is, you know, professional grade, which is great. I will say it's really not, this is a buildable foundation. It is not so it doesn't go on full coverage. You can build it into full coverage. Now I typically do 2 layers. I feel like it gives me a good like medium coverage, as you can see today. But per the instructions, they do instruct you to use about 3 layers if you want to get what they consider to be full coverage. But I have been pleased so far. They do have a wide range of shades. You know, that's very important, especially being a black woman. They do have a wide variety of shades. I will say the lady in Sephora matched me correctly, like immediately, with the little device that they use. She matched me, and I'm wearing color 4.5W warm, and this has worked well for me. I think it's really good for the summer because it goes on very light, but you can build this, like I said, if you want it heavier coverage, you just add 1 or 2 more layers to get that full coverage look. But yes, I'm pleased with this, and I think this is something that will be a staple in my collection. So yeah, Dior Backstage Face and Body. I have not used it on body yet, so maybe I can test that out and come back and tell you all about that at another time. The next item I want to share with you all is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. Now this is, for me, a holy grail product. I've been using this for a couple years now, and I will always keep this in my collection. This does exactly what it's supposed to do. It definitely conceals. I use this mainly under my under eyes, you know, along with my foundation. I'm using it today along with the Dior foundation I just showed you. So it can work well with other foundations outside of Nars foundations. I use it with the Nars Radiant Glow foundation as well. The great thing about this, it is very thick. I don't know if you can really get into it from this, looking at the applicator here, but it's very thick, so you get really good coverage. It blends out well. This comes in, I know, over 20 different shades. Now I always go into the store and get matched because I'm not good at picking out my colors, but I go in and let them match me. I'm wearing the color Biscuit, so today I just have it under my eyes, but sometimes I'll use it down the bridge of my nose as well, and in between, like that eyebrow area there. So yeah, the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer is one of my go-tos, and something that I can recommend if you haven't used it at this point. Another staple in my collection is none other than the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouching Setting Powder. So this is my go-to setting powder, and this is, of course, which I'm sure you already know, by Rihanna, and I wear the color Cashew. I've been wearing this for at least 2 or 3 years now. This works well for me. I primarily use this for setting my under eye, so setting my concealer. That's my primary purpose, and then I will go back at the end when I finish my face, go back and set the rest of my face very lightly, just to help with you know, reducing oil and giving me that matte finish that I want, because this does give you a matte finish. According to the website, this is also vegan and cruelty free, so that's good to know as well. It comes in what looks to be about 8 shades. Again, I'm wearing cashew, and cashew falls like right in the middle for, I think it says warm, no, medium to tan skin tones. But as I do with most of my products, I typically go into Sephora and just, you know, get assistance with choosing the right color. So yeah, this is Cashew Pro Filter Setting Powder by Fenty Beauty. Again, you get a matte finish. It goes on very translucent, so it's not going to conflict with, you know, your foundation color. This lasts all day. I don't retouch at all. This works. It does what it says it's going to do. So this will always be a staple, and is one of my current beauty favorites. Now, a product that's new to me, I think I've been using for maybe about the last 3-4 months, and I'm loving it. It's money well spent. This is the Power Pocket Puff dual-sided powder puff by Beauty Blender. So if you're familiar with the original Beauty Blender that we, you know, use for applying foundation, this is their powder puff. Yes, it's pretty dirty because I use it and I use it a lot. I want to say this item was like less than 20 bucks, but it is worth its money. Now, I use this, I was attracted to it because of the shape, and I'm sure there are other brands that maybe make something similar, but this is what I came across first, and I decided to try it out. I use this primarily for, I take it just like this, and I go in after I apply my concealer and let that sit for and dry down a little bit. I take this and dip it into the Fenty setting powder, and I use this, I go in just like this to set my concealer, and this has been really helpful. So prior to using this, I think I would just use a brush, which is fine. I'm not against using brushes, but for me, this helped me like really get in there and get in the cracks and get that well, the concealer is already blended down, but really helps to like get it set. And also this has helped with keeping the concealer from setting into my fine lines. So that is what it has done for me. But yeah, I highly recommend this little tool. Again, I just insert my fingers here, dip it into the powder, and set my under eyes. Now, of course, it's a powder puff, so you can use this to set your entire face, but I primarily use it for under eye. It works extremely well. You get into those little, you know, nooks and crannies and get your powder set really well. So again, that is the Power Pocket Puff by Beauty Blender. All right, so another one of my favorites is the this is a lipstick by Huda Beauty, and the full name is Power Bullet Cream Glow Hydrating Lipstick. And y'all, it is exactly that. This is the creamiest lipstick that I have ever used. This is basically their line of nude lipsticks. So they have at least, this comes in at least like 10 different nude colors, which is awesome. So we can go in, of course, and at least what I did, I went into the store and tested them out and found the 2 nudes that I liked best. So I have one in the color Habibi and then one in the color Sweet Cheeks. So Habibi is like a, and this one was my favorite, so you'll see why, because I've used it completely up, but just want to show you the color that that I've been using the most. But this is Habibi, so it's kind of a wine-like color. So it's, again, it's in the nude family, but for me it stands out on my skin. It doesn't, like, you know, blend in, which is good. And then another one that I purchased is Sweet Cheeks. Now Sweet Cheeks is the opposite of that one. So this one actually does, when I put it on, it is very nude. It's almost really like the color of my lips, and it really does blend in with my complexion. So on days where I want something that neutral, this is a good fit. But this is super creamy, super hydrating. It does give you a nice, as they refer to it as a glow, yeah, like a glowing, glossy finish. They are a tad bit pricey, girl, I will not lie to you, but I think these are some wonderful nude lipsticks, and they come in a variety of nudes, and I'm really loving the creamy glossy finish. So if you're into creamy lipsticks, maybe you need a break from the matte lipsticks that we've been rocking for the last couple of years, I highly recommend the nude line by Huda Beauty. Okay, so another go-to and definitely holy grail product of mine is the Gimme Brow. Let me get the full name for you. Gimme Brow Tinted Volumizing Eyebrow Gel by Benefit. Now this, for me, is tried and true. I purchased this and tried it out on my own. This did not come from a recommendation of anyone. I just went in the store and was testing out products one day, and this does what it says it's going to do. So again, this is a brow volumizing fiber gel. It comes in a good variety of colors. I wear color 3.5, so I don't like a super black brow. This is more of a kind of a dark brown. I wear this in two different ways. So on days when I just need a quick brow, I literally wear this by itself. Like no pencil, no brow powder, just literally take it. Again, it is a brow gel. I take this and just fill in. It honestly goes on kind of like a, yeah, I was gonna say a tint. And they do describe it as being tinted. It goes on almost like a dye, but it's not it's not a dye. It's temporary. It washes off easily, but it fills in great. You can literally wear it by itself. And then most times I wear this as like my second step in my brow process. So I will fill my brows in with typically a powder first, a powder product, and then I use this on top. So this just adds like a little more definition, makes them a little darker, and since it's a gel, it helps to like set the brow. But girl, this is good. I have been using this for years. Highly recommend trying it. You can, of course, you know, try to choose your color online, but if there's a Sephora or a beauty store where Benefit products are sold, I highly recommend going in, just testing it out. But again, this is the Gimme Brow volumizing fiber gel product. Okay, so I'm super excited to share like my favorite fragrance for like the past, it's been about a year that I've been wearing this. I saw all of the girls raving about this, so I had to go in and test it out for myself, and that's none other than Princess by Killian. So if you may already be familiar, but if not, the full name is I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. So yeah, I love it. Love the name itself. Love the bottle. It's very unique. But what stood out for me with this fragrance, I mean, it is a sweet and spicy fragrance, which I like sweet fragrances. So you do have to be into sweet fragrances if you're going to try this out. But it is sweet and spicy. It's not like all the way sweet or like candy sweet or juvenile sweet. It's grown woman spicy, or grown woman sweet. And actually, per the website, I'm just learning this. I did not know this was considered a unisex fragrance, so that lets you know it's not like super sweet to where it's kind of unbearable. But I went in and, you know, tested this out in Sephora. The notes in this include marshmallow, ginger, and green tea. So this is considered a warm and sweet gourmand fragrance. Now the note that stood out to me immediately was the marshmallow. I mean, it like took me like first scent or first sniff, I was sold. And it was the marshmallow that I was able to like, you know, really smell and get into. But yeah, Princess by Killian is that girl. In addition to smelling good, this lasts, because we know all fragrances, you know, they may smell good and sometimes you got to reapply throughout the day, but I don't do that, and I definitely don't have to do that with this fragrance. This lasts. Like, I've got compliments on this at the end of the day, like after I, of course, sprayed this, you know, in the morning time when you're getting ready. So the lasting power on this is really good. The scent is amazing. If you are one that enjoys, you know, sweet and spicy fragrances, I highly recommend giving this a sniff. I think this does sell out a lot, so you may have to like track it down. but I've had mine almost a year. I just started with the 1 ounce. I'm honestly regretting not getting the larger one since it seems to be sold out right now, but hopefully it'll be back in stock and you can get your hands on it if you're interested in trying. But if you have this, let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so I have 2 bonus products that I want to share. These are not from Sephora, but still 2 of my beauty favorites, so I want to share them with you. So first I want to talk about the brand Morphe. So Morphe Cosmetics. But what I'm sharing today is actually, I have 3 of their brushes. I started wearing or really learned about Morphe towards the end of last year. I tried out a few of their products, so I bought some brushes, a lipstick, an eye palette. And although I enjoyed the lipstick and the eye palette, it's the brushes that stood out to me. The brushes are, and again, those were purchased, you know, months ago, but these are new that I just purchased recently. The brushes are, number one, they're very affordable, but for being so affordable, the quality is very good. And I just feel like this is as close, you know, unless you're going to purchase the professional grade brushes, this, you know, gets you very close to professional grade without having to pay the price that comes along with that. So today I have the contour brush. I also have 2 foundation brushes. So an oval foundation brush along with a flat buffer brush. But yeah, I purchased these while traveling in Charlotte recently. Inside the Morphe store, they had a great sale, so I grabbed a few. But you can purchase Morphe products online at their website. I will try to link to some in the description box. And there, you know, the Morphe stores are available in some cities. Like I think we have one here in Atlanta, down at Lenox, if I'm not mistaken. I also went in one in Vegas towards the end of last year. But yeah, if you haven't considered Morphe products, and in particular their brushes, these are good quality, very affordable pricing, and something that I do recommend. Okay, so my final product that I want to share, and again, this is a bonus as well because it wasn't purchased in Sephora, but it's still a go-to and a staple that I have been wearing for some years now, and it will clearly always be in my collection, and that is none other than the Lip Bar Vegan Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Boss Lady. And yes, this is the red lip that I'm wearing today. Anytime you see me with a red lip in my videos, I'm typically wearing this. This has been a go-to for, I don't know, probably a good 5 years now. Probably similar to you, I've tried many reds. Of course, I used to be in love with the Ruby Woo by MAC, and of course I still think that's a good red, but this like really does it for me. I think this is a universal red. I think that this can be worn by various skin tones. I think if you go to their website, because the Lip Bar website, they used to at least have some pictures showing you the colors, their lipstick colors on various complexions, so you probably can still see that if you need to see that before purchasing. But again, it is a liquid matte, so if you're not familiar, this goes on as a liquid, but it's going to dry down as a matte, and it has 100% staying power. This stays on all day, y'all, all day. I mean, even through your meals. So you really won't have to reapply, or if you do, maybe just a little bit. I doubt if you'll be reapplying across, you know, your upper and bottom lip. But this is a true staple. Again, this is Boss Lady by the Lip Bar. Now, their liquid mattes do come in many colors, and I have over the years purchased and experimented with so many of them, but this is the tried and true staple that, you know, I keep in my collection. I just think it's a good go-to red. It really gives you that pop when you want that pop of color. I feel like it almost like, I don't know, just kind of brings the skin to life when I wear it. So yeah, I can't recommend this any further. It is just, you know, that good. I typically pick mine up in Target, but I think Walmart may carry it too. But you can also purchase it directly from the Lip Bar on their website. Well, that brings us to the end of today's beauty video. Please let me know in the comments if you've tried any of the products that I mentioned. Also, let us know some of your favorite beauty products as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.